Hi there, Kim Kunkel here from EasyDigitals.com, Photoshop backgrounds and templates for sports photographers. Today, I want to show you how to customize this Stadium Mirage layered backdrop. So I'm starting out with one of the most difficult templates in the set just so that I make sure that we cover everything. So when you open it up, it's going to look like this, and you're going to have some layers here like this silhouette that you're going to need to turn off once you get your player in. We have two heading options, so if you decide not to use heading option 1, you can turn off all these layers right here. This indicates where header option 2 layers begin. So you can turn off these if you're not going to use this bottom option. And for what we're working on today, we're not going to use the bottom one. So additionally, you have smoke layers and smoke in front of your player option, smoke behind your player, all kinds of smoke that you can turn off and on. We have a vignette, and we have the option to change the color of the background. And we also have a more simple background, and that will come into play for our other tutorial. So let's go ahead and get started by opening up our player. Okay, so we are going to make sure that we have our player sample selected, and then come over here, right click, duplicate layer, and bring it over to Mirage 12 by 8. Click OK, and come over here, and here's our player. Now we can turn off our sample player, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the simple background. So our player is in place. Now if your player comes in too big, you may need to resize, in which case you'll select the move tool, and you'll either, let's say it came in like this big, you can press Control 0 to see all the little corners, and then you can resize it, and then press Enter, and then Control 0 to fit on screen. And our background, our player glow, can be turned on. If it kind of adds a separation between the background and the player, and it makes it look a little bit nicer, but it's totally going to depend on your photo that you're working with as to how good that looks. So let's go ahead and turn off this bottom information here. So I'm going to come over where it says header option 2, and I'm going to turn off all these little eyes. Click on the little eye and turn all these off, because we're going to be working with this one. The way you change the name is pretty simple. You're just going to come over to your type tool, and you're going to add the new name. And then as far as, let's come to the last name. Come to the type tool, double click, and you can change the size of the ribbon. I'm going to press my shift, and then I can change it to anything, any shape that I want. Press Enter, and I can take this and make it larger. Let's say I want the last name larger. Then you can change the number of the player. My type tool, and change the year. And to change the color of these, you just double click. I can select a color in her outfit, and I can change it, or I can move the slider up and down. And then it's the same with the other ribbon. Double click. Actually, it's the one back here that says ribbon background. Double click, and I'm going to change this to like some color of gray. If you change it to complete black, then it takes away some of the shadowing, so I like to have it more in the gray zone here. Another thing you can do is you can change this font to any font that you want. So you just double click, and you can change it to any font. Okay, so that is the main components of changing the main background. Now let's go ahead and add in the team photo in the next video, so stay tuned.